Sharper Point Commentary, presented by Schwartz Laser Eye Center.
Talked before about being bullied when I was a kid. It's not fun, but the last thing I wanted, the last person I wanted to come to my rescue was my mom. Maybe if it was an adult who was the bully, it would have been appropriate, and maybe I might not have minded so much. But, man, if it got around school that my mom had to defend me, I couldn't have gone back to school. Especially if she'd acted like this. A Valley mom was arrested earlier this week for allegedly driving her pickup truck through a West Valley park and hitting a kid after she thought her kids were being bullied. According to court records, 30-year-old Brandy Gotch was taken into custody at her home around 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, shortly after an incident at West Green Park on 87th Avenue between Olive and Northern Avenues. Here's what the probable cause statement said, issued by Peoria Police. Gotch exited her vehicle and walked over to a group of children that some of her kids were intermingled with. She got into a shouting match with some of these kids before multiple witnesses say she grabbed a 14-year-old boy by the hair and yelled something at him while yanking his head back and forth and side to side aggressively. Gotch was then seen walking back to her truck, retrieving a sharp stick, after which she began running after a kid, stick in hand, saying she was going to kill him and stab him and run him over. This part of the incident, by the way, was captured on a camera phone and shown to police. Gotch went back to her vehicle, which was now occupied by her 4 children, and aggressively backed her vehicle towards the exit. But instead of leaving the park, she drove into it, drove forward at a high rate of speed towards the playground area where at least 15 juveniles were standing. Brandy Gotch swerved to miss a parked vehicle, drove over a raised concrete walkway through the rock landscaping, and that's when Gotch, allegedly got a girl. Ran over a girl's ankle, causing lacerations and swelling. It could have been a lot worse. But she drove away out of the park and to her home, and that's where police were able to track her down through the license plate on her Chevy Silverado. After her arrest, Gotch told police she confronted a group of juveniles at the park for, you ready for this? Throwing wood chips at her kids. She also said her kids have had problems with bullying at school, and she thought it was a continuation going on at the park. Gotch was booked into jail on 1 count of attempted first-degree murder and multiple counts of endangerment, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and aggravated assault on a minor. Her bond set at $250,000. By the way, the endangerment charge was for driving recklessly through the park with their children in the truck without seatbelts. Reportedly, Gotch's kids told the police they were bouncing all over the vehicle. You know, as a bullied kid, I said you don't want your parents to intervene if it's just being bullied by kids. And as a parent, you have to kind of measure things out. You want to fix everything for your kid, and there are certain circumstances where you definitely should step in, like in the case of what was going on with the Gilbert Goons. And I wish a lot of other adults would have stepped in a lot sooner in those cases. But you don't want to go so mama bear that you get locked up in the zoo later on. KTAR News Time is 7:50.